Hey everyone, welcome to Beyond the Gates. I'm Alessio, and I'm so excited to have you here. If you love Beyond the Gates, then you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Alright, let's dive right in. You ever have one of those moments where the ground just drops out from under you? That's what happened to me the night I found out my best friend, Derek, had been lying to me. I thought I knew him better than anyone, but when I caught him standing on legs that were supposed to be paralyzed, my whole world tilted. And while I was reeling from that betrayal, Joey Armstrong, the man who practically owns this town, was plotting to take down Doug McBride, the poor fool who thought he could outsmart him. Secrets, lies, and deals made in the dark. Fairmont Crest isn't just a town. It's a trap. And the deeper I got, the harder it became to know who I could trust, because sometimes the people closest to you are the ones holding the sharpest knives. Jacob figures out Derek's secret, Joey's plan for Doug. I don't even know where to begin, because if I tell you everything, you might not believe me. But then again, that's the whole point of me sitting here, spilling this story. I've carried the weight of it for too long, and maybe by saying it out loud, it'll feel a little lighter. Fairmont Crest was never the kind of place where people told you the truth straight up. Everyone smiled at each other in public. Everyone waved. Everyone acted like we were one big happy family. But behind closed doors? Secrets. Lies. Deals being made. Affairs being hidden. And me, I always seemed to be right in the middle of it, whether I wanted to be or not. My name's Jacob Hawthorne, and I wish I could tell you that I lived a normal life here, but the truth is, nothing about my life has been normal since I found out what Derek Baldwin was hiding. Derek, my best friend, my brother in every way that mattered, kept something from me, something I never thought he'd keep. And the day I figured it out was the day everything else started to unravel. But before I get there, let me take you back. The Doug situation. Doug McBride had always been, how do I put this kindly, too ambitious for his own good. He wanted to be someone in this town, but instead of building something on his own, he kept trying to tear other people down. The problem was, Doug didn't know who he was messing with. When word got around that he went to Bill Hamilton for help to bring down Joey Armstrong, the casino owner, well, everyone in Fairmont Crest knew that was the stupidest move he could have made. Bill and Joey go way back. Their history isn't exactly written down in any book, but you hear whispers, illegal deals, favors exchanged, loyalty sealed in blood. So when Doug approached Bill, it didn't take long for the truth to circle back to Joey. And Joey, well, Joey isn't the type of man you cross. Doug should have known that. But some men can't see past their own pride until it's too late. I remember the night Joey called Marcel Malone. Marcel isn't just any detective. He's the one Joey trusts when things get messy. Years back, Marcel made Kenny Richardson disappear after Kenny wouldn't leave Martin and his family alone. That's the kind of man Marcel is. He doesn't ask questions. He just makes problems go away. And now Doug was Joey's problem. I'll never forget that chill I felt the night I overheard Joey on the phone, his voice low and cold. Doug doesn't get to walk away from this. Not after what he pulled. You know what to do, Marcel. I wanted to warn Doug, I really did. But I couldn't. Because if Joey ever found out I was the leak, that'd be the end of me too. Meanwhile, Martin and Smitty. While Joey was plotting, Martin Richardson was off trying to play hero again. That man has a big heart, but sometimes it gets him into trouble. He was helping Samantha Richards with something about her wanting to talk to her biological mom, June. I understood why. Blood ties are complicated, and no matter how much love you get from other people, there's always that pull toward where you came from. But Smitty, Bradley Smith, wasn't having it. I don't think he was jealous exactly, but he was protective. He felt like Martin was stepping into dangerous territory, getting too close to June, especially with the kids involved. Their arguments got louder each night. I'd hear them through the thin walls of their house when I walked past. And I couldn't help but wonder how much more their marriage could take before it cracked. The Vegas mess. And then there was Danny Dupree and Andre Richardson. God, I still laugh when I think about it, though it's not really funny. They went to Vegas drunk out of their minds, ended up in some tacky chapel where an Anita Dupree drag queen, yes, Danny's cousin who does drag, married them. The whole thing was wild, chaotic, and very, very Danny. The question was it even legal? Nobody could say for sure. But I knew one thing. Nothing in their lives was ever going to be the same again. Derek's secret. Now we get to Derek. Derek Baldwin was the one person I thought I knew better than anyone else. We'd been through hell together, his accident, his recovery, the nights he swore he'd never walk again. I was there. I watched him crumble, and I held him together when he couldn't do it himself. So imagine my shock when I started noticing the little things. It began with the way he'd move in his chair, just a bit too smoothly, like he had more control than he was letting on. Then I caught him once, late at night, trying to stand up. He didn't know I was there, but I saw it. His legs trembled, his hands gripped the counter, and for a few seconds he stood. I couldn't breathe. My heart pounded so hard I thought it'd burst. Because if Derek could feel his legs if he was recovering, why hadn't he told me? That night, I didn't confront him. I went home, lay awake staring at the ceiling, replaying every moment in my head. Why hide something like that? Why keep it a secret from me, of all people? And then it hit me, Ashley. Ashley Morgan, the woman Derek was supposedly planning to marry. Maybe he wanted to wait until he could walk to surprise her, to give her this miracle moment. But the longer I thought about it, the less it felt like that. It felt manipulative. Like he was holding on to the secret not out of hope, but out of control. The truth was, Derek had been lying to everyone.
To me. To Ashley.
And once she found out, I knew it would all come crashing down. That's just the beginning. The pieces were moving all around me. Doug's life hanging by a thread, Joey tightening his grip on this town, Martin risking his marriage, Danny and Andre tangled in Vegas chaos, and Derek keeping the biggest secret of them all. I didn't know it then, but everything was about to collide in ways none of us could have imagined. I couldn't keep it bottled up anymore. The image of Derek standing there, his legs shaking but working, haunted me every second of the day. I'd see him at the coffee shop, laughing with Ashley, playing the part of the man resigned to his chair, and all I could think was, you liar. But here's the thing. Derek isn't just my best friend. He's like family. I've shared things with him I've never told another soul. And that made the betrayal burn hotter. I didn't know whether to scream at him, hug him, or just walk away and let him deal with the fallout. The opportunity came 2 nights later. He invited me over to watch the game, just like old times. I sat on his couch, trying to act normal, but my hands were sweating. My eyes kept drifting toward his legs, waiting for some slip-up, some proof that I wasn't losing my mind. By halftime, I couldn't take it anymore. Derek, I said, my voice sharper than I meant it to be, how long were you planning to keep this from me? He froze, chip in midair. Keep what from you? I leaned forward, my heart hammering. Don't play dumb with me. I saw you, man. I saw you stand. The silence that followed was heavier than anything I'd ever felt between us. His jaw clenched. His eyes darted to the floor. And in that moment, I knew I was right. Jacob, he whispered finally, you don't understand. I laughed bitterly. What don't I understand? That you're getting better? That after everything we went through, every tear, every sleepless night, you decided to hide it from me? His face twisted with guilt, but also something else, fear. It's not that simple, he said. If people know I'm recovering, everything changes. The insurance, the settlement, the support. My whole life flips upside down. And Ashley. Don't. I cut in. Don't you dare drag her into this. You love her, right? Then why lie to her? He didn't answer, and that silence told me everything I needed to know. Joey's shadow over the town. While I was reeling from Derek's confession, Joey Armstrong's grip on Fairmont Crest only got tighter. Word on the street was that Marcel had already started tailing Doug, watching his routines, looking for the perfect moment to strike. And Doug, poor, clueless Doug, was still walking around town like he had allies. He'd smile at me in the diner, lean over with his loud laugh, and I'd want to shake him, scream at him to run. But what good would it do? Joey's reach went further than anyone wanted to admit. I saw Joey once that week, standing outside the casino in his tailored suit, smoking like he had all the time in the world. He spotted me across the street, gave me a nod that felt more like a warning than a greeting. Joey didn't need to say anything, his eyes did all the talking. "Stay out of it, Jacob. This isn't your fight." But everything in me screamed otherwise. Because Doug may have been an idiot, but he didn't deserve to end up like Kenny. The Martin and Smitty fallout. Meanwhile, Martin and Smitty were unraveling. I was at the bar one night when Smitty stormed in, his face red with anger. He didn't even order a drink, just slammed his fist on the counter and muttered, "He won't listen. He just won't listen." It didn't take a genius to figure out he was talking about Martin. Later, Martin showed up too, looking worn down, almost hollow. He sat next to me, ordered a whiskey, and stared into the glass like it held answers. "I just want to help her," he said quietly. "Samantha?" I asked. He nodded. "She deserves to know her mom, Jacob. Even if it's messy. Even if it scares Smitty." I didn't know what to say, because both of them were right in their own ways. But what struck me most was how quickly love can turn into fear. Fear of losing, fear of change, fear of the unknown. And I wondered if that was what Derek was really afraid of too. My breaking point with Derek. The confrontation with Derek didn't end that night. For days, we avoided each other, both of us pretending nothing had happened. But inside, I was boiling over. One evening, Ashley invited me over for dinner, completely oblivious to the storm brewing beneath the surface. She was radiant, glowing even, as she talked about their future, about maybe getting engaged soon. And Derek just sat there, smiling, holding her hand, lying through his teeth. I couldn't stomach it. After dessert, when Ashley went to the kitchen, I pulled Derek aside. "You have to tell her," I hissed. His eyes hardened. "Not yet." "When, Derek? When it's too late? When she finds out on her own?" He shook his head. "You don't get it, Jacob. If she knows now, she'll question everything. She'll think I manipulated her, that I trapped her in pity. I need time. Just a little more time." I looked at him, really looked, and for the first time I didn't see my best friend. I saw a man consumed by fear, hiding behind lies he couldn't escape from. And that scared me more than anything Joey or Marcel could do. The clock ticking on Doug. While my world with Derek was falling apart, Doug's time was running out. I spotted Marcel watching him outside the grocery store one afternoon. Marcel wasn't even hiding it, just leaned against his car, eyes locked on Doug as he loaded bags into his trunk. It was a predator sizing up prey, and Doug didn't even notice. I thought about going to him, about warning him outright. But every time I opened my mouth, Joey's nod flashed in my mind, and I stayed silent.